Lumberjack World Championship is taking over Hayward, Wisconsin for its 65th year.
More than 100 competitors from 7 countries, 16 states are competing in the Lumberjack World Championships. Look at that. That's a way to start it today. Those competing are among the best of the best for the men's and women's class, which is a major draw for those who hold championship titles, including a pair of women who are back in the games to defend their titles.
You know, I won a couple different smaller competitions, and like it becomes addicting, like going to the gym or like, you know, getting outside, whatever your favorite activity is, and you're like, I want more, I want more, I want more.
And the international competition showcases the best sawing, chopping, speed climbing, log rolling, boom running, axe throwing, and more. Yeah, that requires a lot of athletic ability right there. Even those who've grown up in Hayward continue to come back to the event year after year, showcasing the history and community of Hayward to the whole world.
A town of 3,000, and everybody in the world knows about it. Between the Berkey, the Lumberjack Bowl, Fat Tire Festival, and good, loving humans.
This year, it's a split 50-50 men and women competing, which is a first. The competition continues tomorrow, where these athletes will continue to fight for $70,000 in prize money. Northern News Now will be there tomorrow and have highlights of all those winners.
Yeah, incredible video of the games there.